G'day all, welcome back to Built by Chris. In this episode I'm going to show you how to make one of these. It's a drawer. I'm making drawers for this walk-in robe. I showed you the other day how I put the edge banding on it. And again, I thought I'd bore you with another quick video on how to put these drawers together. There's really not a lot involved in it. It's not that hard. These pocket hole screws are an absolute godsend, otherwise I would have had to, use some other method, but they are very, very quick, and all I need is 2 clamps to put it all together. The only problem is there's 20 of them to do, so I better get on with it. So let me show you how I put one together. Okay, each one of these drawers obviously comes with 4 sides. So I've got 2 sides, a front and a back. Front and a back. Now I've got all the pocket holes facing me, because if this is the front of the drawer, this is where a drawer front is going to go on, so it's going to hide these pocket holes. You won't see them, and you won't see these edges either, because you've got the drawer front going on top of this, so you won't see anything. Same with the back. Now the pocket holes are facing the back, so if that's the back of the cabinet, pull the drawer out, you still can't see the pocket holes. So that's the way I've got them set up. Now what I'll do now is grab one of my clamps, it's one of my parallel clamps, and I'll put it on, but I won't do it up all the way. I'm just going to give it nice and tight so nothing moves on me. Then I get my little hammer and I'm going to make sure everything's flush. So that's flush. This side's flush. The bottom. Beautiful. Beautiful. Once I think I've got it nice and flush, everything, then I'll crank down on it, tighten it up so that it doesn't move. There we go. Then I'll grab another clamp down the bottom here. There we go, and I'll just tighten up on that one as well. So it's still flush here, all nice and flush on the top. The bottom doesn't bother me too much as long as it's flush on the top. Just make a few little adjustments, and then I'll crank down on them as hard as I possibly can without actually breaking the drawer. These parallel clamps are fantastic. Okay, now I know they're not going to move. Alright, so now I've got my drill. I've got it set to number 4 on my clutch here, so I know it's going to bottom out and it won't go any further. And all I'm going to do is I'm not going to drive it as hard as I possibly can. I'm just going to get it started and then let it go, and then the clutch will take over. So let's get a screw here and drive it in. There we go. Clutch cut out, which means it won't go any further. That has remained nice and flush. I used to use my impact drivers and go crazy on it, and these would move and they wouldn't stay flush. There we go. Nice and flush. Hasn't moved a jot. Let's put this last screw in here. And then I'll do the other side. There we go. That's one side done. So now I can take these clamps off. So there's one side done, and now I'll do the exact same thing on this side. So I just tighten it up so it doesn't move. Let me put the second clamp on. Now again, before I do it up all the way, I'll just make sure everything's still flush. Beautiful. And now I'll crank down on them. Just hard enough so that nothing moves. Beautiful. There we go. So that's done. Now take the clamps off. So there's the four sides. Now all I've got to do is drop the bottom in. So here's the bottom of this drawer. As you can see, I've already drilled all the pocket holes out. There's 14 of them in there, so it's not going to go anywhere. Then I'll just pop it in here and push it down all the way. Now the other good thing about doing it this way is once you put this in, it squares it all up. So this is all nice and square. I'll grab a tape measure on it in a sec. I'll do the point to point and I'll show you how easy it is. So there's the bottom now. So now we're just going to make sure that it's flush with the bottom. And what I'll do is I'll put a couple of clamps on it. There we go. Now the good thing about these parallel clamps is as soon as I start cranking down on it, this bar bends. It's very slight, but then it'll drive this down on top of here. So it'll make it a nice tight fit. And all I've got to do now is just make sure that it's flush before I really crank down on it. Beautiful. So I can do this one up. And now I'll do this one. There you go, just enough to tighten it up so it doesn't move. This one's already nice and flush. So now I crank down on it, which makes it all nice and tight. Now it's time to drive in 14 more screws. Okay, that's done. So now just take off the clamps. And there we have another drawer. All done. Next. There you have it. That's how I make drawers. If you check out on YouTube how to make drawers, if you type that in, how to make drawers, you'll literally come up with 30 billion videos on how to do it. And they're all probably different. Everybody's got their own ways. This is the way I do them. When it comes to melamine, I think it's the easiest way. They're very strong. They won't fall apart. They'll hold a fair bit of weight in them because I used the 16mm bottom as well in them. Whereas some of the drawers that you buy, if you buy them from the store, they have like maybe a 3mm board in the bottom of them and they bow. You put 3 pairs of socks and a pair of jocks in there and it'll bow. These won't. So if you liked the video, you liked what you saw in this video, please leave me a thumbs up. And because I've got a few more of these to do, I'll say goodbye. Thanks for watching. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.